Welcome to Coin Explorer. Imagine holding a simple 1987 United States quarter dollar in your hand, a coin that may look ordinary at first glance, yet carries a quiet depth of history within its metal. This is not just a piece of currency, it is a small witness to time, to everyday transactions, and to countless untold stories. The texture, the worn edges, and the subtle shine all hint at the journey it has taken through different hands and places. For many, it is just 25 cents, but for collectors and enthusiasts, it can represent something far more meaningful. Coins like this often pass unnoticed, yet they quietly preserve moments from the past. The 1987 quarter belongs to an era when physical money still dominated daily life. Every scratch and mark adds character, making each coin slightly unique. And sometimes, within these ordinary details, something extraordinary can be found. This is where curiosity begins, and where this story truly starts. The design of the 1987 quarter reflects a classic American identity that has remained consistent for decades. On the front, you see the familiar profile of George Washington, a symbol of leadership and heritage. The word liberty curves above, reinforcing the nation's core values. Below, the phrase, "In God we trust," adds a layer of cultural significance that has been part of U.S. coins for generations. The year 1987 sits quietly at the bottom, marking its place in history. On the reverse side, the eagle stands strong with wings spread wide, clutching arrows and olive branches. This imagery represents both strength and peace, a balance that defines the spirit of the nation. The details may seem small, but they were carefully crafted to carry meaning. Over time, even slight variations in these details can attract attention. And sometimes, those tiny differences are what turn an ordinary coin into something remarkable. What makes coins like the 1987 quarter fascinating is not just their design, but the mystery surrounding certain rare variations. Most of these coins were produced in large numbers, making them common in everyday circulation. However, within that massive production, there can be subtle differences that go unnoticed by the average person. These differences might include mint marks, slight design shifts, or even tiny errors during production. To a trained eye, these small details can completely change how a coin is viewed. Collectors spend years studying these variations, searching for something unusual. It's a process that requires patience, knowledge, and a bit of luck. Not every coin holds hidden value, but the possibility keeps people searching. That sense of discovery is what makes coin collecting so engaging. And it's exactly why coins like this continue to capture attention even decades later. The 1987 quarter was minted in different locations, including Philadelphia and Denver, each marked with a small letter on the coin. These mint marks may seem insignificant, but they play an important role in identifying where the coin was produced. In some cases, certain mint versions become more interesting to collectors due to differences in quality or rarity. Coins from one mint might show sharper details, while others may have slight imperfections. These distinctions can influence how collectors perceive the coin. Over time, as coins circulate, they also develop wear patterns that add to their individuality. No two coins age in exactly the same way, which makes each piece a small, unique artifact. For collectors, this uniqueness is part of the appeal. It transforms a simple coin into something worth examining more closely. Minting errors are among the most exciting aspects of coin collecting. These errors can occur during the production process and may include doubled images, off-center strikes, or missing details. While most coins are produced with precision, a small number slip through with imperfections. These imperfections are not flaws in the eyes of collectors, they are rare features. Finding such a coin can feel like uncovering a hidden secret. The 1987 quarter, like many coins, has its share of reported variations and minor anomalies. Not all of them are valuable, but some can attract significant interest. The challenge lies in identifying which differences truly matter. This is where knowledge becomes essential, turning casual observation into informed discovery. Another factor that adds intrigue to coins is the passage of time. Over the years, many 1987 quarters have been lost, damaged, or simply forgotten. This natural reduction in available coins can increase interest in those that remain. While millions were originally minted, not all have survived in collectible condition. This gradual change creates a subtle sense of rarity. It's not always about how many were made, but how many still exist in a desirable state. Collectors often consider this when evaluating a coin. The idea that something so common could become harder to find adds a layer of fascination. It reminds us that even everyday objects can gain significance over time. Stories and discussions within the collecting community play a role in shaping a coin's reputation. Sometimes, certain coins gain attention because of unique examples that appear in auctions or private collections. These stories can spark curiosity and encourage more people to examine their own coins. The 1987 quarter has occasionally been part of such conversations, especially when unusual specimens are discovered. While most examples remain ordinary, a few stand out due to their distinct characteristics. These standout pieces often become the focus of attention, inspiring others to look more closely at what they have. It's this shared curiosity that keeps the world of coin collecting alive and evolving. In rare discussions within the collector community, there have been mentions of coins reaching extremely high theoretical valuations under very specific and exceptional conditions. In some cases, figures as high as $50 million are talked about, but these are not standard market prices. Such numbers are usually tied to unique, one-of-a-kind scenarios involving extraordinary rarity, historical significance, and perfect condition. For an average 1987 quarter, this does not apply. However, the idea itself captures attention and fuels imagination. It highlights how far the value of a coin can stretch under the right circumstances. This contrast between ordinary and extraordinary is what makes the topic so engaging. Understanding the difference between everyday coins and collectible rarities is essential. Most 1987 quarters will only hold their face value in regular circulation, yet the possibility of discovering something unusual encourages people to take a closer look. It turns a routine activity into something more meaningful. Checking coins becomes a small adventure filled with anticipation. Even if nothing rare is found, the process itself is rewarding. It builds awareness and appreciation for the details often overlooked. And, occasionally, that extra attention can lead to surprising discoveries. The craftsmanship behind coins is often underappreciated. Each design element is carefully created, from the portrait to the lettering. The 1987 quarter reflects a tradition of precision and artistry that has been refined over generations. Even the smallest details are intentional, contributing to the overall appearance. When viewed closely, these details reveal the skill involved in coin production. It's a reminder that coins are not just functional objects, they are also pieces of art. This perspective adds another layer of appreciation, transforming how we see something so familiar. For those interested in collecting, the 1987 quarter can be a starting point. It is accessible, widely available, and easy to study. Beginners can learn to identify mint marks, examine condition, and understand basic grading concepts. As knowledge grows, so does the ability to spot unusual features. This learning process is gradual but rewarding. It turns curiosity into expertise over time. And with each new discovery, the interest deepens. Collecting becomes more than a hobby. It becomes a journey of exploration. The emotional connection to coins should not be overlooked. Many people keep coins as souvenirs, reminders of places they have been or moments they have experienced. A 1987 quarter might hold personal value beyond its physical form. It could be linked to a memory, a person, or a specific time in life. These connections make coins meaningful in ways that go beyond collecting. They become small pieces of personal history, and that emotional value can be just as important as any potential monetary worth. As we look at the 1987 quarter today, it stands as a bridge between the past and the present. It represents a time when cash transactions were a daily routine. It has traveled through decades, quietly witnessing changes in society. Despite its simplicity, it carries a sense of continuity. Coins like this remind us of how small objects can hold lasting significance. They connect generations, linking everyday life across time. And in doing so, they become more than just currency. So the next time you come across a 1987 quarter, take a moment to look at it more closely. Notice the details, the condition, and the story it might hold. It may be ordinary, or it might have something unique waiting to be discovered. Either way, it represents a small piece of history that has stood the test of time. And sometimes, it's these small, overlooked objects that carry the greatest sense of wonder. Keep exploring, keep observing, and you may find that even the simplest coin can hold a story worth telling.